Good morning, James. Looks like your mic's muted.
What's up? What's up?
Good morning.
Good morning, man. I don't know. Today, my internet's acting a little crazy, so I don't know how this is gonna work. I'm
Yeah,
out.
we had a bad rainstorm here last night.
Yeah, man. So once again, we're doing another episode of James Massey Live, where we're interviewing agents that's killing in their industry, providing tremendous value to the real estate agents. And I'm here with my good buddy Dave. David, and just so happy to have him on. Uh, we had some incredible experiences, man. Just kind of going back and
Absolutely, man.
and a lot of good times and stuff, man. But what everybody want to know first, man. Like, how did you get into this real estate business? What's your backstory? Where you came from the beginning, and how you got where you are right now.
I kind of just fell into it. I owned an American Family Insurance Agency, and one of my buddies, he was a realtor, and he was always trying to get me into the game. And I just said, it's not for me. I know nothing about it. I was happy doing what I was doing, and then one day, then I got a contract with one of the big satellite TV providers, and with the guy I went to college with, we opened up a business, and we were doing about 300 installs a week and just killing it. And I didn't even want to have nothing to do with insurance anymore. And then one day they pulled the rug out from under me, and it was like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. I'm like, man, I got 100 guys. They need to feed their families. The holidays are coming up. They sent us to Durant, Oklahoma to work the middle of winter. It was cold, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with that. And so I got my real estate license and jumped in the game and went to work for a mom and pop broker my first year. And I think I closed about 3 or 4 transactions. I said, yeah, maybe this ain't for me. And I started asking around, and I'm like, where would you go if you were me? And everybody said the big red company. They got the best training around. So I went there for a couple of years and learned the business. And then I seen all these big agents moving to EXP, so I had to take a look. And like Jay says, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And it's been pedal to the metal ever since. Enjoying life.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, I think all of us kind of go down that whole journey of I guess kind of discovery mode, right? And you get your license, you start doing some stuff, you start things aren't working exactly how you wanted to work, and you start questioning, is it for you, right? And I mean, that's the
Yeah,
deal. Is this for me? And you start to search elsewhere. And obviously when you went to the red company, but one thing I noticed is like really is the connection to the actual people, right? So
yep.
what was
Collaboration.
the collaborations? What were some of the connections that you made that made the difference in you being able to grow?
Well, you know, uh, my office partner over at the other company told me, he goes, Chuck Fazio's at EXP. And I'm like, no way. He owns the largest independent brokerage in the country. I go, he's not at EXP. And I went right to our state Department of Real Estate website, and I looked, and I'm like, man, he does have his license at EXP. I go, well, that's who I'm joining under. And he's like, you don't even know Chuck. And I was like, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna know him.
Yeah,
And I just reached out to him and plugged into his systems and his training and his knowledge and wisdom, and him and his wife. I mean, they're fantastic. They just pour into people. You
yeah,
gotta want it. You gotta want to get the information. You can't. most agents that get their license, they think they're going to be rich overnight, and it just don't work like that.
Yeah, yeah, man.
You
Yeah,
know.
I know. I know first. I know firsthand. You get up watching these little TV shows, $1 Million Listing Agent, and all these little shows, and they're riding around these nice cars, selling $1 million houses. And like, man, I can do that. And then you get into it, and it's like, man, I can't find a $150,000 buyer. So
Right?
it's trying to
Yeah, it
figure
cracks me up. They go to their listing appointments. They're not carrying anything. They just show up, get the $1 million listing. It's like, okay, it's this ain't HGTV world.
Nah, it's the real thing, man. And it's perfect. Like our topic today is like, why do some agents make it and why do some agents don't? So like we've all been to a point where we were not, where we are now. We were not, meeting the expectations that we have for ourselves for paying the bills. Um,
Hmm.
and we go about it different ways to try to figure this thing out. But I mean, what I found is that the majority of the people that really make it and take it to the next level, because I mean, it's different levels. Let's be honest with you with making it. So you got the making it. I'm gonna make $50,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got make it, I'm gonna make $100,000 a year. And then you got really making it where you like I'm doing three, four, $500,000 a year. What I found is the people that really, really make it, those people have someone that they've been able to connect with and help them with a plan, with a process in order to grow their business to that. Is that has that been your experience as well?
Absolutely. You get in and you can take all the book training and the video training, but you got to have somebody that you can go to. You got to have a mentor or the Honey Badger group. You have the Honey Badger Nation. You can plug in. You can ask questions. But yeah, it's very, very important that you have somebody that you can call or text when you got a question, especially if you're with the client and they ask you a question and you want to get them the answer right away. You got to have somebody that you can reach out to. And being that we're a virtual company, it's so easy to contact our brokers. If you got a broker question, I mean, you can log into the phone on the app and speak to a broker within seconds. You got to have that person. You got to have somebody. You got to have a team.
Yeah,
That's one of the biggest things is the collaboration. I can call you, I can call Levi, I can call Jay, I can call anybody and get the answer that I need or the help.
yeah. I mean, having the right people in place and the right mentors, man, it really meant all the difference in the world for my business to grow. And you're basically saying the same thing for your business, in and of itself. Um,
Hmm.
like your story was like, hey, Chuck Fazio's there. I want to be connected with Chuck, and I'm just gonna call him. He don't know me, but he will. So like,
Hmm.
just that tenacity of like, hey, I want to be connected to the right people, man. Like, I talk to so many agents. They're like, well, they say I should have a mentor, but I don't know anybody. It's like, you didn't know who that guy was. like we didn't
Yeah,
know who some of the people are that we know. Like, you just gotta reach out. You gotta be able to, think beyond yourself and be like, look, this person is going to know me because I need what they have, right?
absolutely. That reminds I read the book a long time ago by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And basically it says find somebody that has what you want and do what they do and get what they got. And in our business it's pretty easy to find that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of successful people that are willing to help and they don't expect anything in return. That's the beautiful thing about it.
And that really wasn't the case for me early on. Like you said, somebody's willing to help and not
Yeah,
expect.
me neither. Not early on.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
took, I was 4 years in the business before I found my tribe.
Gotta find the people that you connect with, man. I mean, if you don't find
Mhm.
the people you connect with, I mean, it's a lonely road out there in the real estate streets.
Yes, it ain't paved and shiny. It's bumpy.
It's bumpy.
You ain't connected to the right people.
It's very bumpy, man. So like, sorry, so just kind of going over like, because I mean, we're talking about the agents that make it and the ones that don't make it, right? So for an agent that's out there, and one of the biggest things they need is like leads, right? I mean, that's why I hear the most out of everything. Like, man, if I had leads, I can make some things happen. I just don't have enough leads. Like, what are some of the things that you do right now for yourself as far as to generate leads, in order for your business to grow?
Talk to people. I had a guy tell me a long time ago. He said, "Talk to people, get a check. Don't talk to people, don't get a check." So when I got involved over here, they told me, he goes, "Get your list. Write a list out of everybody you know." And basically, we call it our sphere of influence or your center of influence. And you got to let people know. Here in Arizona, there's 90,000 licensed agents, so everybody knows a realtor here. So you have to talk to people. Um, Social media is huge. Our CRM KV Core allows us to post all over social media. So you got to get your name and face out there and talk to people. That's the number one thing, is talking to people. You got to let people know that you're in the business and that you can help them and serve them at a high level.
Man, I know for you, I mean, because I've seen you operate. I mean, I've seen you. I mean, we've been at the bar together, and you just talk to a stranger. Next thing you know, we're that stranger has a restaurant, and we're in that restaurant, like partying with her. Like, I mean, I've seen you operate, man. So, has it always been easy for you to do that, or is it something that you had to kind of learn?
Yeah, I would say it comes natural. You know, I've just always been a people person. I like talking to people and hanging out and finding out about them. I've met several clients just sitting at the bar having a drink and start chatting with them. Next thing you know, they say, "Oh, you're a realtor? I need to sell a house. I need to buy a house." And they become friends. Most of my clients become my friends because you attract the people that are like you. So it's pretty natural to me. I don't have to work too hard at meeting people and socializing and chatting with them.
Man.
Obviously, you've seen that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've seen it firsthand, and I mean, it was freaking amazing. Like VIP treatment, everywhere else at that particular place, like just give people like in that Santa Rosa area, and like for dinner time, everything just get packed up, and you got these super long waits. But David, because of his conversation and just talking to people, and meeting somebody that was an owner at a restaurant that was a super cool restaurant that we actually just met at and got VIP service, tables, the whole 9 yards. So eh, I was thinking it was a fluke. I was questioning if this lady, because she was kind of, she was drinking. I guess we all was drinking a lot. I was
Yeah,
questioning if she was real, but I mean, she was the
right.
real deal.
She was a real deal. That was a heck of a night.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we had a lot of fun that particular night, man. So, all right, so
Especially on the way home.
yeah, I know. I mean,
Mhm.
it was. I put it this way: it was the first time I ever got pulled over by the cops in a golf cart.
Yeah, yeah. And
Uh,
drove off.
yeah, it drove off. Yeah, that was crazy. But
Old Levi yelling at him, man. Yeah, that was good stuff. Good
it
stuff, man.
was,
It's why
man.
it's a beautiful business, man. We meet people from all over the world, all over the country, build relationships with. I don't know how many referrals I've sent over to you guys over there in Atlanta. Bunch.
Yeah. Nah, man. Like, but that's part of the whole thing, in of itself as well. Is I just think just getting around, like you said before, your tribe, getting around the people that you connect with. Like you said, like you're not really worried about business because like you're gonna find people that likes David. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like it doesn't you don't you're not trying to get people that like James. You're trying to get people that like David, and the people that like David, they're gonna resonate to the top, and then you're gonna be able to do business with them just simply because you're interested in people when you talk to folks. Just
Yeah.
open your mouth. I think that's a big thing. Like a lot of agents that don't make it, they're more like secret agents, right? They don't really want to communicate. They don't want to get to know,
Hmm.
right?
And they got that commission breath. My goal is to serve them and add value to their lives. And if the business comes, well, then it does. Every person, every client I meet, I say, look, I'm going to survive. My family's going to eat, whether we do business or not. But how can I help you? And sometimes it's not a great fit for them, like, especially the way this market's shifted. I've had several clients call me wanting to sell, and I'm like, well, if you're going to buy, what's your interest rate now? What's your interest rate going to be? And they're like, man, you really do care about me. Because I had one client, he was like, it's 2.9. And I'm like, well, if you sell now, your payment's going to be higher. And got him in with the lender, and they talked to him about it. And he's like, I'm going to just stay put for now. He goes, I really appreciate that. And then he sends me referrals because he knows I'm not there just trying to get a check. I'm trying to help him. Got to care about people.
Like, man, dude, like, what you just said was like huge. Like, how many people are gonna like talk somebody out of a $2.9 million, deal? Like,
Hmm.
how many
Yeah.
agents really gonna do that?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't 2.9, but it was still 600,000. But yeah.
Okay, well, six. Okay, all right, 600.
Yeah.
Still, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd have been a nice payday, but it wasn't right for him.
Yeah,
But
man.
when it becomes right, he's gonna call me. He ain't gonna think about calling anybody else ever.
Yeah, yeah. Man, and I think that's a big deal too. Just like you said, like a lot of people they play the short game instead of the long game. You know,
Hmm.
most of agents, they're looking for somebody that's willing to do something right now, and they're just trying to figure out the right now. Where, like, be honest with you, real estate, the buying and selling process is just that, a process. It's not a destination. So only 20% of the people are really in a position or ready to do something today. 80% of the people are actually looking to do something at a future date. And what I find is, like, with agents that are not as successful, they're only trying to focus on the 20%. They don't have a plan for the other 80%. But if you
Hmm.
got a plan for the other 80% and you're playing the long game, well, if I meet you today, I got to close in the day for that 20% because I go after 20% as well. But if I met somebody 6 months that's looking to move in 6 months, well, that's another closing today. If I met somebody a year ago, that's another closing today. If I met,
Hmm.
it just kind of piles up. That's how you have that consistency in closings.
Yeah. It's our job to be ready when they're ready. It's not our job to say, hey, buy today.
That's it. That's it. And
Hmm.
you're right, because like you're more of a, at least of myself, I consider myself more of a guide, saying an expert
Hmm.
guide. That's what I am.
Trusted advisor. Trusted advisor.
There you go. There you go. Trusted advisor. So when that time is near or when you're ready, I'm gonna make sure that you're able to get to your destination where you want to go.
And I always tell them too. I say my goal isn't just to help you close this one transaction. My goal is to be your realtor for life. So, anytime you hear somebody talking about real estate, you're going to smack them and be like, "Hey, if you don't call David, you're making a huge mistake because he's got your best interest in mind."
Yeah. What do you call it? Raving fans, right? That's what,
Right?
like creating raving fans.
Absolutely, raving fans.
Dude, but the whole marketing aspect of that is huge in of itself. It's like, all right, so everybody's trying to figure out how to spend money for marketing and things of that nature. I mean, if you're able to create enough raving fans, they're going to go out and market for you. They're going to push the David brand bigger than probably you can if you can go ahead and make them committed to your process.
Hmm.
Once somebody believes that you care for them, like, I mean, that's golden. It's a wrap from there. Like you said, you're their realtor for life. You're their family's realtor. You're their friend's realtor. You know what I'm saying? Like you said,
Hmm.
smack them on the head. You better call David.
That's right. That's right. Matter of fact, I just took a listing, went live actually this morning. I met this lady like 7 years ago. We were at the eye doctor. My kids were there getting their eyes examined. Her kids were there. We just chatted a little bit in the waiting room. And she called me like a couple weeks ago. I was like, "You remember me?" And it took a second, but I remember. And she's on a drip campaign, and you know, she gets emails from me once a quarter. She's a long, somebody that I just met. I just put her in my database and just kept marketing to her, and she called me. Beautiful thing.
Yeah, yeah. I think what you just said there is huge for somebody that's listening as well. Is like you said, like there's two things you said earlier, and you just said it again. Like one, you made a list. You made a big list of all potential clients or people, period, clients of anybody, right? So you made a big
Hmm.
list, and then also you're constantly updating your database, and you're having things sent to your database on a quarterly basis or monthly basis or whatever. Because like at some point that person's actually going to want to buy or want to sell, or they know somebody that want to buy and sell, and you're just staying top of mind, right?
Yep. Top of mind. That's the key.
Yeah.
Because there's so many realtors. That's the key. Staying top of mind and following up, following up.
Yeah. So, all right. So, I mean, I know you're using the KV Core, using the KV Core for, social media. You're using the KV Core for your CRM to actually create drip campaigns in of itself. Like, I always liken, if I'm talking to somebody and I'm telling them about like growing their real estate business, I always like to use analogies, right? So I always like, I'll say like, if your real estate business is a car, or more importantly, a race car. That CRM is the engine. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing happens without that. You know what I'm saying? To go fast.
Right.
So is that been your experience as well?
Yeah, you have to keep adding to it. So you're planting the seeds. So you keep putting seeds in the ground. Eventually they're gonna sprout, turn into a big oak. And
Yeah,
that would be the sale.
yeah,
Whether they're buying, selling, or investing. Our
yeah,
markets, we have, all the big iBuyers started here. I mean, there's so many investors here, and the market's shifting right now. People are scared.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, and just for I mean, we've been through transitioning markets, right? I mean, anybody that went through '07, '08, like that was a whirlwind
Mm.
at that particular time. But just dealing with that transitioning market, what are some of the things that you're doing just to make sure that your business is continuously to grow in that whole shift? Because for some people, like you said, they're scared, like agents wise, they're scared because they don't know what's really about to happen. But for some people, they're looking at it as an opportunity.
Yeah, people, I don't think realize, or agents don't realize, that people buy and sell houses every day, no matter what's going on in the world. And you can't pay attention to the headlines. That's everyone sees the headlines. So if they want the facts, they got to reach out to their trusted advisor that knows the market and what's really going on. Yeah, it's shifting, but it's not crashing.
Yeah.
In my market, anyway, it's not crashing. Prices are kind of holding steady, but if the overpriced houses, they're not selling, and you're not getting 10 offers the first day it hits the market. So you got to market it. You got to get back to doing open houses and talking to people.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the time to be a real estate agent again.
Yes, yes,
That's
yeah.
what it really boils down to. Like this other market that we've been in, like I mean, honestly, you just you get a listing, stick it on the market. You don't even have to take great pictures. Sometimes you don't even have to take pictures at all. Just what I'm saying, just put a for sale sign in the yard, put a lock box,
Hmm.
you got 10 offers. You know,
Yep.
now it's time for the skilled people, like you said, the people that have the mentors and following the system or plan. Those are the ones that are going to excel in this particular market because they know how to get business, they know how to be real estate agents, they know how to market themselves, and they know how to get their clients what they want.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for a new agent, I tell my new agents that like you don't have the skills yet to be in real estate, but you have the skills to talk to people that you know, and when they're ready, then you have a team behind you that's going to help you build those skills. But you got to talk to people to let them know that you can help them, and that you have the team that can help them.
Man,
Because you're a brand new agent, you don't have the skills yet.
yeah. Nah, dude, I think that was huge what you just said about the team aspect. The team of people. I mean, I always tell somebody if I'm talking to them, and they're saying like, well, what if somebody's asking me about my sales, my personal sales? Well, the first thing I say is like, okay, well, are you a part of a group? Are you a part of an organization? Who's your mentor? Like, all right, so I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about my group. Like, my group does this. You know,
Hmm.
our group does that. Our team does this. Our team of people does. Like what you do is you just you stand on the shoulders of people that are taller than you. Like I mean that's
Yes.
really what you're doing. So like I mean
Hmm.
if I was trying to look over a fence and I'm too short, well, and I see all these people that like are bigger, stronger, taller than me. Well, look, hey, naturally, hey, I want to see too. Can you lift me up? That's
Yep.
what you need to do. Like, can you lift me up? And that's what a team does. That's what a group does. That's what mentors do. They lift you up so you can actually, get to see exactly, where you want to go and make those connections like you want to make, right?
Absolutely. They may not have the experience, but they have the support that's going to help them get through any transaction, and always have their client's best interest. That's
Yeah.
that's that's the key. You always got to have the client's best interest at heart. Can't be worrying about that check, because we all know you don't get that check until the deal closes, and sometimes they don't close.
No, they
You
don't close.
already spent that money.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, we've all done that, man. I mean, I used to calculate like the closing, and then calculate the numbers of what I'm going to receive after splits and stuff like that. And then I start calculating. All right, so I'm gonna pay this bill with this amount. I'm gonna go do this right here with this other amount. I'm gonna go vacation with this amount. You start doing all that stuff, and then when that thing don't close, it's devastating.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Well, David, man, like I mean, like I said, you went on over a couple of things, like just talking to people, CRM, mentor. Is there anything else that you think an agent needs to know or need to do in order to be successful and not be one of the agents that fail? Because we got a very high failure ratio in our industry. Like
Hmm.
the glitz and glamour is out there about the industry and what is able to happen. The reality of it is 80% of agents make less than $40,000 a year. So like, they're out of business in the first few years. So like, what are some of other than that, are there any other suggestions that you would give to an agent that's that needs that pick me up or that push in their business?
They got to be willing to do the work. It's not going to come. It's not. People aren't just going to run up to you when you get licensed and say, "I'm ready to buy or sell." You have to reach out to people. You got to time block, a couple hours a day, and do the work. You have to call people. You have to go talk to people. You have to let people know that you're in the business. And if you get with the right group, they have processes and systems that they're going to show you, hey, here's what you need to do. You're not just going to get your license and automatically know how to sell a house. So you got to plug it into the right people, the right group, and you got to put in the work. You have to do the work, you know. It's we own our own business, so we don't have a boss telling us, hey, go make your calls, go talk to people. You have to be willing to do the work. And if you're willing to do the work, it's going to come. It has to.
Love it, man. Do the work, get it done. You
Do the
know,
work.
nobody's gonna do it for you, so
Nobody's coming to save you. You got to do
gotta do it.
it.
But dude, man, I appreciate you jumping on. Once again, we do these every Thursday where we're interviewing an agent that's doing well and just being able to share to the real estate community. If you want to know more about, how you can partner with us or get more information, information right down below, jameshmassey.com. And if it's just a real estate question, once again, like David knows, like we're just open to help in general. Regardless of what.
Anybody, we'll help anybody.
Yep, yep. That's the mentality, man. We believe that there's enough for everybody. Like, that's our core belief. There's enough for everybody. So therefore, if there's enough, we share. So
Absolutely, James.
So appreciate it, Dave, man.
I appreciate you having me on.
Nah, absolutely, man. So the next time I see you, man, hopefully we won't get as much trouble as we did the last time.
Yeah, right. We'll have to get back to watercolor one day.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was a fun time. Well, until the next time, buddy. Appreciate it, brother.
Right on, James. Thank you.